Welcome back to Good Life in Jamaica. We're live and direct here just outside the SANGSTER International Airport. It's a lovely Saturday afternoon. We can see the planes. We just saw a plane coming in, and there are a lot of plans in place, development in place for the SANGSTER International Airport in terms of its expansion. There will be the arrival section will be expanded, the departure section, the lobby area, and all of those have been in the news in terms of plans for expansion of the SANGSTER International Airport. I think it's a plane coming in. Let me see if we can get a view of that as it arrives. Let me get the camera together. All right, it's coming back our way. So SANGSTER, it was recently in the news just a few days ago that SANGSTER International expands to meet peak travel demands. See the plane here coming into view. Let's get a better picture. There it is. So it was recently on the news that SANGSTER International is planning to expand to meet travel demands. And it was said that at any given moment during the peak season, the bustle inside SANGSTER International Airport in Montego Bay tells a story of Jamaica's tourism resilience. It's a tourist destination airport. A lot has happened in the peak. Everybody wants to start their vacation at the same time, and so SANGSTER International Airport spokesperson said that they have no choice but to respond to this increase in travel. He said that the urgency is deriving a sweeping overhaul of Montego Bay's Gateway Airport, one that combines physical expansion, digital transformation, and a rethink of how the airport serve not just its travelers, but the economy that it supports. So among the key activities slated for the SANGSTER International Airport is a US $11 million development that will extend the airport's lounge footprint by 1,500 square meters while adding 2 new airport stands, bringing the total to 21. If you're just joining the live, we're just outside the SANGSTER International Airport. We were just passing the area and we decided to make a quick stop as we have heard about the plans to expand the different areas of the airport, whether it be the airport's lounge. Yes, Roy, thanks for joining in. We see the comments coming in. Keep the comments coming in. Let me show you a better or a wider view of what the area looks like. The larger airport will be to your bottom, to the far right of your screen. Right? That's where you'll find the rest of the airport, right over there. So we're just outside and we decided to take a quick break to get in touch with all of the subscribers or viewers, get in touch to see how everybody is doing, and to just tell you what is going on in terms of the expansion for the SANGSTER International Airport. There's a great demand again for travel services, especially at this time of the year. It's the summer. Yes, beautiful Montego Bay, the tourist capital of Jamaica. There are plans to put in some new food and beverage kiosks in the airport. and retail stores will be introduced as part of the project I was telling you about. So to they're planning to spend US $11 million to develop and extend the airport. Remember, we just had the extension of the runway. Yes, it's cloudy, it's very overcast, and really and truly, I'm expecting some rains very soon. There was an accident, something happened that had to divert traffic just a while ago. Anybody joining the live can let me know what happened on the road in the vicinity of the airport. A lot of traffic have been diverted. I've heard a lot of emergency vehicles, sirens going on, police as well. I'm yet to get an update. Yeah, well, the Africa does, it seemed to have passed. The Sahara does seem to have passed us. Yeah, man, when it was in full effect, it seemed like it was going to rain, but it was the dust that was blocking the sun. Let me turn again to show you what the rest of the airport looks like. See a vehicle over there? Steady. Good. See some jets over there, that section where the hangar is. There's a hangar right there with marking Sandal on it. Let me see if I can zoom in so that you can see it. Right there. And that's a hangar right there. And I think that the truck right here is parked up right beside that jet. I think it's refueling that jet. Yes, it seemed to be refueling the jet right at that Sandals hangar there at the airport. So again, not sandals. SANGSTER's International Airport plan to extend and put in a lot of services at the airport. MBJ is upgrading its amenities to include more public-facing retail and dining options in the airport that can be accessed before and after security. A new Mother's Cafe is expected to open next month in the airport, in the check-in area of the airport. So we can look out for that new Mother's Cafe in SANGSTER's International Airport. Additional commercial offerings are being planned for the general public and airport staff as well. Listen, me, it's not easy for the staff over there at airport, you know. I knew somebody that worked security over the airport, and I'm telling you, you can't carry any food on the, well, in the work area, the area where you're assigned, you can't carry any food. So a lot of these security agents, then they don't eat any lunch when they're working there, you know. A lot of them don't eat lunch. And again, they don't get paid. That the pay that they get is not sufficient. I know that personally. I've heard of cases and I've known persons who work security at the airport. Right? So I'm happy that all of these new things are going into the airport. Mother's Cafe, extension of the lobby lounge area, new food and beverage areas going in the future. SANGSTER's International Airport is also considering experimental experiential features such as children's activity zones or gaming lounge to give both arriving and departing passengers. So you soon can sit in the airport and play a nice game at one of those machines that will be installed at the airport. The CEO said that they really want travelers to have a great experience once they enter the SANGSTER's International Airport. especially persons that are traveling with families. They want it to be more of a family experience or a lovely family experience once you enter the SANGSTER International Airport. So that is what is planned out. The expansion for the SANGSTER International Airport comes amid a broader capital program valued at US $112 million from 2020 to 2025. The next 5 years investment cycle is currently being finalized. It's not a one-off push, according to the CEO. It's part of a rolling plan to stay ahead of passenger demand. And that's the plan here, to stay ahead of passenger demands. Exciting times for Montego Bay. Again, if you're joining the live, we're just outside the SANGSTER International Airport. I'm showing you a private hangar for that. Well, it has the Sandals logo on it. They may soon expand new gates. Roy is saying that they may soon expand new gates. We hope so too. We hope that's the case. Again, if you're joining the live, we're at SANGSTERs. Head to the comments and let me know you're here. Drop a Jamaica flag in the chat, because we love what is going on in terms of the development of Jamaica, Montego Bay. Again, this being the tourism capital of the country, and we really expect that more investment like these will come into the city. They're also planning to launch some or drop some new self-bag stations. Some self-bag drop stations will launch this year at SANGSTER International Airport. And it will be a pilot project in 3 locations across the terminal. These stations will allow travelers with pre-printed bag tickets to skip traditional check-in lines and proceed straight to security. See another plane coming in right here. Let me see if I can get a shot of it. What is going on here? Right there, there's the plane. That's a United Airlines coming in. So there are 2 sections where they can turn. They can turn right here where this plane is turning, and there's another one. If they, in case they miss this turn, they can turn at the other end, further up. See how they plan it out. I like how they do it, man. The runway has been extended, so they can now do that. They have the option. Okay, still YouTube. I'll have to check that out very soon. Sandals Inn will be demolished soon and a new AC hotel will be built. Completion date 2027. I didn't know that. Sandals Inn? What? Wait, that's the Sandals Inn out by Sunset Beach? That's Sandals Inn? Let me check on that. Sandals Inn. This is Sandals Inn. Oh, yes, it's that one. Okay, so the Sandals Inn there on Kent Avenue in Montego Bay. Sandals Carlisle at Sunset Beach. Okay, so that one. Okay, so they plan to demolish it. I was there just yesterday. Garfield, I meant to say Sandals Inn. I was just there yesterday, and I'm telling you, I look over there and I'm just wondering. By the way, I have something to tell everybody here that's joining the live. I was at the Sunset Beach across from the same sandals in there on Bottom Road, or we call Kent Avenue. And I heard somebody, an old timer, came to the beach and he was talking about that same sandals. He said that back in the day, when that hotel just opened, they didn't want anybody to access the Sunset Beach. Could you believe that? Can you believe that? They never wanted sandals Carlisle at Sunset Beach. Yes, that same sandals. They said that back in the day when that sandals was open, they never want the locals to access that beach. Reported the plans, great things planned for the hip strip. Yes, and we even spoke about I believe it was a 50 billion or 5 billion. I think it was a $5 billion project to do some transformation on the hip strip. They're gonna put all of the power lines underground there at the hip strip. Did you know about that plan? That yes, they want to sink all of the power lines. They also want to, create a central parking area. Yes, there on the hip strip in Montego Bay, so that you don't have a lot of persons parking. You know, it kind of unsightly and it makes the street narrow with the street side parking. So there's a lot of plans in place for hip strip Montego Bay. So I need to check out that release. You said from Adam Stewart, where they're planning to. Let me see if I can find it. They are planning to demolish all of that. Sandal Carlisle will become an AC Marriott Hotel at 168 rooms, up from the current. Okay, yes, but why would they want to demolish? Do they have to demolish it to build that Marriott Hotel? Yes, Neville, a lot of construction in the plans for, or in the pipeline for hip strip. Why would they want to demolish it? Listen to me. They can do whatever they want to do. They can do whatever they want to do. But, oh, it's in today's Gleaner. Okay, so I'm going to have to buy the Gleaner. They can do whatever they want to do. But you see, the beach, ensure that local persons have access to the beach. Let me show you. Let me pan the camera back to the hanger, the sandals hanger. Can see the airplane being refueled there. See if I can get a better shot. Yes. Just check the Gleaner online. Okay, I'll check the Gleaner. Listen to me. You see Sunset Beach? I just think that they're coming for that beach. That free beach right there on the hip strip. I think that they're coming with that hotel. I don't know. Because I know that during the construction, they won't allow persons to, or there will be limited access to the beach to take more rooms. I wonder how tall it will be. It will be an EP business hotel and not a regular hotel. I need to look up all of that. So I'm going to have to check the Gleaner. Said it's in today's Gleaner. I'm going to have to turn on updates when these stories drop. We have to stay on top of all of these projects that are going on in Jamaica. There are so much. It come like this year. It just feels like this year so much is happening. Sunset will remain a free beach. That's what they say. And by the way, the government themselves, I believe it was, who said it? One of the minister, I think, for environment. He said that, all right, see another plane here. Let me see if I can pan out first to give you a better view. You'll see it coming to the shot. There it is. It's an American Airlines. By the way, the minister, I think, for the environment said that there are plans in place in terms of beach access. Any new hotel that is being built in Jamaica on the coast or on some beach, near some beach, must have a separate entrance for locals to access the beach. Who heard that news? Somebody need to tape that, you know. I have been to, should I call the name of the beach where they run me off the beach? Should I call the name of the beach where they run me off that beach and told me that I can't go past a certain point? It's right here in Montego Bay. I was, you say, yes, I should name it. I won't tell you who run it off, but I'll tell you where I access that beach. I access the beach at right at Doctor's Cave. Yes? I accessed the beach at Doctor's Cave and I was walking towards the direction of the S Hotel. I went straight on the sand, go straight around like I was going, and a security guard was there and he stopped me and he said that, oh, that's a plane lifting up. Hold on, let me catch this first. Oh, me miss it. It's a Southwest. Just got a little piece of it. It was a Southwest plane lifting up. So when I reached to the S Hotel from walking on the Doctor's Cave Beach, the security guard stopped me and said, I can't go any further. I said, what do you mean? And you see, when he stopped me, there was a white visitor, some foreign national, but a white person. And they were looking puzzled like, really? This security guard is really going to stop his own people from accessing certain parts of the beach? And I'm saying it really looks bad. But I think what the minister said was very strategic. They wanted to put in something in place for beach access. So here what the minister did. They didn't jump to it. There was concerns back in the day about beach access, you know. They didn't address it right away. They wait until they had plans and they put in the, you know, for the different hotels to come in. The hotels like, what's that one there? Hard Rock and the Unico Hotel. Yes, they wait before they announce. Beach is free. One man is free. Sunset Beach is free. Unfortunately, too many of our free beaches are not well kept. This is what Neville is saying in our chat. Us Jamaicans need to have some civic pride. Right, but what are you saying now in terms of look for example at Harmony Beach. You know, you have to pay for parking, and the parking is so expensive. I think it's what $200 or $250 an hour. Just to and they said that the beach is free. It's not really free if I'm driving over there. I know that yes, I pay for parking and that will help to go towards, you know, maintaining the place. Wait, let me zoom out and try to get this better. All right. And here's another one coming in. TUI airline. Which airline is that? Oh, it's lifting up. Oh, TUI Airlines. I don't know that airline. What is that? That's a cargo plane. Just had a lift off there, man. Exciting. So, in terms of free beaches now, I don't know. I know that if, for example, you said the one man beach, old hospital there, that beach has a lot of garbage on it, I'm telling you. That beach has a lot of garbage right at the old hospital, the beach right at the old hospital part there. A lot of garbage is there and it's not well kept, and some unscrupulous activity or questionable activities goes on over there at sometimes, you know. Yes, and of course, point taken. One man beach is free, and look on how the place is kept. Garbage all over the place. Most free beaches throughout the country. Let me get back that comment. That's a nuts for it bus just part. You said that most free beaches throughout the country is in the same condition. Yes. So how can we manage it then? In Barbados, all beaches are free. I think a part of the issue is that they are afraid of is drug dealing and physical assault, harassment, etc. on hotel beach, which could lead to lawsuits. Yes. So how do we manage the beaches here in Jamaica? And by the way, I'm just outside the White House region talking about free beaches. The free beach over here in White House was on the news recently because Sandals, not the same Sandals, want to build some over the water bungalows and limit or reduce significantly the access to the beach by locals. The only free beach over here in good condition, and the hotel wants to take over the beach. I need to see that beach ASAP, you know. It's close to where I'm, and I just don't know exactly where it is. Yes, it was in the news recently. Oh boy, so much going on. So I guess I don't know. Something needs to be put in place. The government could manage it, allow it to be free, and probably charge for like, should they charge for like the bathroom access only and use that revenue now to manage and maintain the beach? We should have some civic pride. I have been to many other islands and the people don't litter like we do. You know why? Because we don't enforce laws in Jamaica. We have a lot of laws on the books. Jamaica is not short of laws. We probably have more laws than any other Caribbean country. It's just not enforced. So we need to have some officers that patrol some of these beaches and issue tickets to persons that litter. And more enforcement needs to be done for our beaches. That's the problem. Nothing is being enforced. You drive behind persons that throw garbage through the window. What? Nothing comes of it. We don't have enough persons to be enforcing these laws. And it's almost like we Jamaicans we brought bad, as it were. Park and beach police. Yes, Garfield. Garfield, you're officially the urban planning consultant for this channel, you know. Garfield and Neville. Yes. Guys, if you hear me talking, I'm just looking at the chat and conversing with our regular viewers and subscribers as we are outside here at the SANGSTER International Airport. We just looked at the different plans to develop the airport. Yes, Garfield, you're the consultant in terms of urban planning. Urban planning, you have qualifications along that line. I know you're working that field. Just don't just wanted to know more about what you do. Right? But yes, Jamaica lacks urban planning. By the way, since you're here, what do you think about what I said about West Green Avenue dualization? I don't think that it was all that necessary. Jamaica don't have bike lanes. That entire stretch there in Catchinall should have been one of the prime areas or a pilot project Okay, Garfield, you're retired urban planning lecturer in California. Okay, noted. Yeah, man, you're officially the consultant for urban planning. Jamaica doesn't have bike lanes, and I'm saying, why dualize? Even if you're dualizing West Green Avenue, ensure that all of those things are there. You know, a bike lane, you know, urban trees lining that area, you know, a place where family can, you know, you can do a nice walk. Vehicle bunks down persons there on West Green already, you know, it's poorly lit at nights. You could have solar lights lining that corridor, and it's just there as a pilot project in terms of the future of urban planning for Montego Bay and Jamaica. They missed it. Okay, a transportation planner with the state of California. Okay, blessings, sir. Well, you can tell me what about the West Green Avenue, and why is it that Jamaica doesn't have any bike lanes? You know, Jamaica doesn't. We complain about traffic, but you have to have a vehicle to drive everywhere. Over there in Hopewell, they don't even have a sidewalk. You have to fear that you will be crushed along the wall right there in Hopewell. It's crazy, man. I'm telling you. And the sidewalk, and I hope they have bike lanes. They cut down all the trees. That's why I was ranting, because of the cutting down of the trees, and you know, it just screams economic development and not much urban development. That's my problem. They cut down the trees. They're building a factory there, a bakery there, and you know, there's a stadium there. You're actually encouraging more cars and more traffic through that area. Anyways, enough of my ranting. It's just my little layman views on the Montego Bay Perimeter Road project and what could have been or what should have been. Let me zoom in now and pan to show you the rest of the airport. All right, so in the chat, Garfield is saying weak local government structure in Jamaica. All urban development decision making is done from Kingston. Yes, we don't have any local governance more than so. First, you must realize that these new towns or these towns came about hundreds of years ago. Yes, but if there was any we're calling foresight and future thinking, planning for the future, a lot of these things would have been put in place in terms of proper urban planning. Yes, but we see a lot of development going on right now, and I guess we're on the right track. That's the key takeaway. You hear the thunder? It's going to rain. By the way, anybody here joining the live from Montego Bay could tell me, or just past the airport area, could tell me what caused the traffic diversion along that stretch there. I think there's some accident or something to do with vehicle obstructing traffic. Yes, we know that these towns and roads were built for donkey carts, originally. So that's what the planning was around back in those days. So we understand. We understand. I guess it's just us comparing ourselves with more developed countries, and we see them having certain infrastructure and certain, amenities, and we want that for Jamaica. It's just us looking out for Jamaica. All right. If you're a new time comer here on the channel, ensure that you tap that subscribe button. Ensure that you're subscribed to the channel. Tap that subscribe button, like our videos so that you don't miss out on the latest on infrastructural developments. All the towns have to be moved inland. Yes, that's why they're building. Well, they're going to build the bypass, and then they're going to put in some urban centers that you can access from the bypass away from the original towns. Right? That's the plan right now, because the only town where we see probably can move are the smaller towns like Lucy, you know? So right now is just to build a bypass, get access to more lands, do more development along that area, reduce traffic digestion in the reduce traffic congestion in the original town areas. That's the plan I'm seeing right now. Yeah, man. All right, let me zoom back to the hangar. You can see the rain is drizzling. Uh-oh. Equipment malfunction. All right, we have spoken a lot. My equipment is heating up and malfunctioning. I don't know what is happening. Let me show you. Yes, Garfield. The plane here lifting up. American Airlines. That was the American Airlines, man. An urban center will be built in Lucy. I hope it's not in the heart of Lucy. Away from the town of Lucy. And there's plan to build a Lucy bypass. I've heard about it. So we're going to end the live again. Thanks for joining in. We're just outside the SANGSTER International Airport. Happy that you could have joined in. And we're out. It's going to rain. So we have to leave. See you again very soon. We have the Long Hill Bypass video coming up. We have a lot of videos coming up in Long Hill Bypass. Yes, it's a Long Hill Bypass road. Yes, we did a video. We're just finishing up the editing for it. And we'll be posting it very soon. All right. So again, see you another time. And I'm out. Bless up my people. One love, Jamaica.